All right. Before we explore down here, let's go back up and finish exploring up here. God, there's so many of these guys, and they're so annoying. There we go. What is over here? Question number 1. That's just a mana beetle, so who cares? This area reminds me of like the final arena in Lies of P. There we go. Okay, grab that. Celestial Dew. This place, again, I'm gonna say probably really solid for farming. There's nothing over here, I don't think. Okay, yeah, so this is just like the start of the area then. Okay, Ghost Glovewort, love that. And then, yeah, that's just the way. Huh. This isn't the way we came, is it? I don't think so. Just looks really similar. We have been down there before. That's where we fought the Dragonkin. Oh, look at that. Milo's on the desk. But he's not supposed to be. You're being naughty. Quit it, Milo. Alright, run. If you stay right there, you can sit there. Just don't move. God damn it. I didn't even notice that they were behind me. Alright, blah, blah, blah. Go back over here. Do not fall down the pit and lose all your souls, Toaster. Hi, Milo. What are you doing on my desk, Milo? Quit being over here. He likes to lay on my desk and then interact with my mouse. He likes to play the game. And I hate that for me. There's so many dangers here for me. I like how the sorcery is considered invisible because it's dark blue. Nothing invisible about that. Ooh, the Nox bracelets. I like those. Where are they? Traveling perfumer of no renown, associate of a healer, he is said to have been in search of new aromatics and flower gardens in hopes of treating misbegotten omen and all who seem impure. It's pretty good. Pretty good fashion. Alright, let's one by one take out these groups. Aiming some of this would be a lot easier. One, if I had a reticle, and two, if I was playing on keyboard and mouse. This is just a absolutely absurd. Okay. That. Come and get me. Oh. Doesn't matter, got my Estus back. Look how fast I can cycle the spells when I'm on mouse. This has got to be a great soul farming location. Holy smokes. I didn't even think about this before. All right. Smithing stones. Snails! I'm being snailed! I can't believe I was just snailed that hard. I have gotten snailed on. Maybe I should turn the reticle back on and play on keyboard and mouse for a bit. This seems pretty nice. Yeah, let's give this a try. Why not? What do I want? I actually do want auto target a little bit, but we'll play with that after. Key bindings. I want this, yes, to be that. And heavy attack to be that. Okay, cool. Okay. Can't get caught slipping here. That's not gonna reach her? Oh! Hell yeah. Bye. I should also... Where'd it go? Drawstring holy grease. Spoiler alert, it's grease. That's holy. You rub that on your weapon and your weapon gets greasy and holy. Grease that holy wheel. Alright, let's go. Is there anything back here? I don't think so. Oh, there is. What a pleasant surprise to be wrong. It doesn't happen often in my life. We have 80k souls right now. We're doing pretty good. Alright. Terra Magica, the Night Comet, I guess, again. We can make something happen here. Terra Magica is very helpful. And yes, I did unsnail myself. I got snailed, then I had to unsnail myself, and it was a whole experience. It was a ton of work. Alright. Let's go. I think I'm good. I really should replace the animations with the Sekiro quick step because it'll make things a little bit easier, but yeah. I kind of like seeing my body roll around. It's just kind of goofy and fun. With a few small changes to my control scheme, this game actually feels really nice on keyboard and mouse. But I also think that's because it's in first person. Yeah, this feels weird. I hate this. Granted, I am playing with the mod on, so maybe the camera controls differently, but I'm not sure I like that. All right, back down to the site of grace. We can level up a few times. That'll be a more and more rare occurrence as we continue to get stronger. My hand tracker fell onto my lap. There we go. Much better. Now you can see my hands again. Talk to miniature Ronnie. You're gonna talk to my waifu figurine.
Dogged fellow, aren't we? Or is it merely thy habit to talk to dolls? Fine. Fine. I hadn't expected any soul to recognize me in this guise. But now the cat is out the bag. I cannot allow thee thy freedoms. Perform for me a service as recompense. Eliminate the baleful shadows which prowl these lands. The name of Rani the Witch is already sullied by thee. I will not brook disobedience in this matter.
I love that you talk to her a bunch and she's like, ugh, are you just persistent or do you really like to talk to your anime figurines? That's weird, you're a freak. God damn it. I guess if you're gonna be the one to help me.
Let us speak of the past a while. I was once an Empyrean, of the demigods. Only I, Mikola, and Melania could claim that title.
That's a really interesting fact.
Each of us was chosen by our own two fingers as a candidate to succeed Queen Marika, to become the new god of the coming age, which is when I received Blythe, in the form of a vassal tailored for an Empyrean. But I would not acquiesce to the two fingers. I stole the rune of death, slew mine own Imperium flesh, casting it away. I would not be controlled by that thing. The Two Fingers and I have been cursing each other ever since, and the baleful shadows are their assassins. Even when I turned my back upon the Two Fingers, Blythe remained my loyal ally. Though he was created a vassal for an Imperium, he was a colossal failure on the part of the Two Fingers, Blythe and E.G. both. Art willing to give too much to me, yet they both understand what lieth beyond the dark path, that I must betray everything and rid the world of what came before. Ah. Should I add thee to the list? Another one, kind of heart. As kind of heart as they.
I like that Ronnie is like, so she's talking about her companions, right? And like Blythe, it makes sense that she has to turn on, but like E.G. is a loose end for her. And she's like, E.G. understands, he's my war counselor, like, I'm gonna kill him. I have to kill him. That's how I do business. That's like how I killed myself to win this war against the Two Fingers that I'm waging. Like, E.G. understands that I'm going to kill him. Blythe has no idea what I'm going to do to him, but he's just a failure on part of the Two Fingers. And then she just turns to you and she's like, you seem nice. I'm probably going to have to kill you too. And it's like, God damn, girl, fuck. What did I do?
This form hath loosened my tongue. I've let slip too much. Forget what thou'st heard. Forget.
She's fun. Let's see. I don't remember what Radahn's rune does. Oh, just, it's a Ring of Favor and Protection. Gotcha. Okay. Keyboard and mouse better for first person, controller is better for third person. It depends on the game for me. I play third person keyboard and mouse in lots of games. I just don't generally think it's that good for Souls games specifically, for a variety of reasons, mostly to do with layout and UI. But for example, like I really like Sekiro on keyboard and mouse. I think Sekiro is best played on keyboard and mouse actually, because right clicking for parry is much more forgiving and much easier to do on mouse than it is by pressing right bumper on a controller. And there's just like ergonomic design reasons why that's the case. I think shifting into Bakiri counter is probably easier on keyboard and mouse as well. Okay. All right, let's move forward. I think we did basically everything in Nextella. Oh, I get to show you guys this stuff too. This is all really cool. These are basilisks, the enemies from Dark Souls. Everyone knows the one fact about them, which is that their big eyes are not their real eyes. Their real eyes, if you look at them, well, you can't see it in the dark, but wow. Okay, using... Wow, that hotkey is going to be hard to deal with. That's fine. So everyone knows the fact that if you look, you can't really see it. You see there's that like little white circle next to the teeth on that? The white circle is their actual eyes, and the big eyes are fake, right? Everyone knows that little fact. But what people don't realize is that these are Godwyn's eyes. These are Godwyn's eyes, and they're covered in like Deathblight fish scale. These things are manifestations of Godwyn. So that's what we're seeing down here, is manifestations of Godwyn. It's really cool. And there is the baleful shadow.
O shadow, thou art the last. Tell the Two Fingers that Rani the Witch cometh to rend thy flesh with a fateful wound, ne'er to heal.
No, I never said you could do that.
Beautifully fought. My thanks. 'Twas more of a challenge than I envisioned. Now I can finally stand before them. This is farewell, my dear. Tell Blythe and Iji I love them.
Discarded palace key. I don't think that was actually Blythe yet. That was a Baleful Shadow. Blythe, I think we fight back at his place, isn't it? Or back at Ronnie's Rise. Let's see. Discarded palace key. A key to the treasure chest of the Carrion Princess. I'm gonna have to relearn some of the controls here. R. Key discarded by Lunar Princess Ronnie alongside her very flesh. Opens a treasure chest passed down to Carrion Princesses. It is said to be found in the Grand Library of Raya Lucaria with her mother, Renala. So the interesting thing about Ronnie, too, is that she is the only one of Renala's children that was an Empyrean. Radon and Rykard were not Empyreans. Only Ronnie was. Aha, and here we are, the other side of the Lake of Rot. Why, hey, we did it. We made it here. We made it here. I'm so happy. I love this place. I very unironically love this place. I think this place rules. What is the map hotkey on controller or on keyboard and mouse? I don't know. How do I open the map? What is it? Select on... There we go. It's G? Okay, I guess it's G. Lake of Rot, we have these things. This is really interesting. This is an interesting thing. And then, yeah, we'll have to go there. There's Elden John statues. They're everywhere. All right. I'm gonna get destroyed by the rot. I have 91,000 souls. Oh, fuck. I didn't know about this. Rock grease. I had no idea that there was like a way to walk through here. Oh, basilisks. I always thought I just had to run through the rot. Fascinating. Maybe I just never noticed this. I genuinely like this place. I think this place rules. There's a mushroom lord over there. Look at that. No, that's an ancestral follower, isn't it? That's interesting. I need to sit at the bonfire really quick. Oh god, it hurts. Oh god, it hurts. Oh boy. That's a spicy meatball. Alright. Rest at the site of grace. Level up. More big. All right, so before we do Lake of Rot, let us teleport back to first here. So we can open this. Dark Moon Ring. This is a very useful ring. I thought it was a talisman. Where is it? Is it not? Is it just an item? Miniature Ronnie. The chilliness is gone, feeling now like an empty husk. There is no response. Very fun. Where is it? Do we have the immunizing horn charm? We do. Here we go. Dark Moon Ring. Okay. Ronnie is an Empyrean, meaning her consort would by rights earn the title of Lord. A warning is engraved within. Whoever thou mayest be, take not this ring from this place. The solitude beyond the night is better mine alone. It's cool. Ring depicting a leaden full moon. Symbolic of a cold oath, the ring is supposed to be given by Lunar Princess Ronnie to her consort. We are not her consort, but it does give us access to something. Renala has like silver hair. I didn't realize that. I thought she had black hair, but nope. It's like brownish, pinkish. It's like Melina kind of. Her hair. Just neat. All right. G. Never found this on my first playthrough, so my journey in Ronnie's quest ended at Estelle. Oh no. Because you don't read item descriptions. You never noticed that it just tells you where to go. All right, I think we should go. Actually, yeah, we should go talk to EG. Or at least we should try to talk to EG. I think he might be dead now. Oh, he's not. Okay, cool. I will tell EG that she said she loves you.
Well, my fellow, how may I serve you? As war counselor or as blacksmith?
Oops. Tauk.
Lady Rani has departed on her journey along the dark path of Empyrean, from Rena's Rise, as she calls it. Now Lady Rani is in your hands. I pray that you serve her well, unto the very end.
Okay. Do I have anything else to purchase from him? Just somber stones, yeah. Oh, I can probably strengthen my staff. I can. Look at that. Yay! Staff +9. We love that. Staff of Loss I don't need. I'm not actually casting with it, so I don't need to upgrade it. I will replace that with stuff later. I truly am just using it to use it. Let's see. It's like La Mulana. Every solution is written down somewhere. It's true. If you just read this stuff, you learn quite a bit. The fact that this only needs 12 strength to, or 16 strength to wield is wild. It is really interesting. I do like axes a lot, so maybe I play around with that at some point. And then now we can go back over here and we can just test to see if Blythe is here. I don't think he is. But we should also probably go do Fia's part of the quest line now too, so that we don't skip over it. How far did I take Nefeli's quest? We are waiting to get to the Altus Plateau to continue it. We have done every single thing that we can possibly do with her currently. But because we have not gotten the second half of the medallion and we have not gone to Altus, I do not believe there is anything left for us to do currently. We gave her the Stormhawk ashes, and we're just waiting to move forward. Okay. Is Blythe gonna be here? Is this the right rise? This is Ronnie's. Gostock sells 1 ancient somber stone. I mean, we can teleport to see. He might. Yeah, these are just the regular wolves. Okay, no Blythe. Okay, let's see. It's only after Nefeli's on the throne. Oh, then yeah, then there's nothing I can do about it right now. Because Nefeli is not here yet. Where do I want to go? Where do I want to go? I kind of want to go to Deeproot Depths. Fun fact. So if you open this menu, the game pauses in the background. Is Nefeli chilling at Albinarx? Nope. She was in the roundtable hold, and I gave her stuff. But yes, the game pauses if you open up the help menu in the map. Hermit Merchant. Einstell River. Where is the Deeproot Depths? Where's the Deeproot Depths one? Where is it at? It's up here. All right, let's do this part next. Okay. We could have done the Lake of Rot, but I don't really feel like it. Oh, motherfuck. I forgot about this. This is gonna suck. Oh, hit me. I dodged. What the heck? Let's see this. I dodged again. Why? Ah, I pressed it again. What the heck? Why am I not dodging instantly? Here we go. I'm not out of stamina. Okay. Nice. Nailed it. Staff of the Avatar. Sick. This is a great axe, I think. Or a colossal weapon. Something like that. Okay. Yeah, here we go. Ceremonial staff depicting the Erd tree in its historic radiance, wielded by the avatars who protect the minor Erd trees. The avatars, emerging in the wake of the Elden Ring's shattering, were determined to protect the withering Erd tree's offspring. So the Erd tree was withering, and that's why minor Erd trees were sprouting. Go. big ant. So yeah, these are like the depths of the roots of the Erd tree. It's a cool area. So we progressed Ronnie's questline down to the Lake of Rot. And before exploring here, we should probably explore this Great Well depths just to get the underground all set up. That's why I came here. But of course, we're going to progress other quest lines right now, and it does make sense to do this in this order for the most part. We have Ronnie's curse mark, so we have done what we needed to. I don't think I can get up there. But Torrent can. Torrent, my boy. This is another reason why keyboard and mouse is bad on this game. This Torrent is just so hard to navigate with already with analog controls. There we go. So yeah, these are Erd tree roots, and it's interesting because they're also like infected. Like you can see like little splotches of like rot and red flowers and blood. Spat all around. I wasted a ton of my flasks, so the fact that like the most amazing runes are called Newman's runes is very interesting, because the Newman are a race from outside the Lands Between. It's very unclear why Marika's people would have a rune like that when it's not even really implied that her people are revered by the Erd tree. It's really just her. We read the description on that. Where is it? The Newmen are said to have come from outside the Lands Between and are in fact of the same stock as Queen Marika herself. Alright, let's glintstone pebble this. And like also, why do the ants have them is like a question that I have. Like I just don't, like I have so many questions here. This is one of those pieces of the lore that is just like, just not super, just not super clear to anyone, I don't think. Like we get rune arcs and Newman runes for doing this. Like why? I mean, I get that like ants and stuff are like rats in this game. They're just like eating corpses all day, but like why though? But like why though? You know what I mean? Like it's just, I just have so many questions. That's all I'm saying. I don't know if the Newman got Vord, though. That's the thing. That's the thing that's confusing. Is like, the Newman exists. The Black Knives are around. They're also Newman. Did that ant just disappear? I guess so. He was just like, yeah, I'm out. Like, I'm done. too far. Very well. Like, we just got like 100,000 runes over the course of this. Like, that's pretty solid. Oh. Narik says more Newman might have been buried at the base of the Erd tree, allowing the ants to accumulate them. It's very true. That is actually a pretty big possibility. But the big thing is that these are the depths of the Erd, the depths. So it's like the process of Erd tree burial in and of itself wasn't something that started until after Marika's Golden Order, and it doesn't really seem like Marika is like particularly fond of her own people. So it's like interesting. It's like what there's still so many unanswered questions with regards to the Newman. And like not in a bad way, it's really interesting. Elden Stars. The legendary incantation is the most ancient of those that derive from the Erd tree, creates a stream of golden shooting stars that assail the area. It is said that long ago the Greater Will sent a golden star bearing a beast into the lands between, which would later become the Elden Ring. So a lot of people, I think, have misinterpreted this, where it says the Greater Will sent a golden star bearing a beast into the lands between, which would later become the Elden Ring. People read that as the beast becoming the Elden Ring. I don't think that's what it is. It's the star became the Elden Ring, and the beast was on the star. That's how I've always read that. These guys are motherfuckers. I hate them. But yeah, he's like a priest of some kind that died down here. So this must have been before. That guy must have died here, like at the very founding of Marika's reign, if it started when the Erd tree spawned. I'm not on Torrent right now, which is probably foolish of me. Having magic here is really nice. That's one thing I can say, like, for certain. A beast star. Yes, it is a beast star. Legoshi was Elden Lord. I'm still so far away. Oh, I hit it still, though. Nice. Alright, I think this just goes back to where I started. But if so, that's great. I don't know, though. I don't think so. This is a new area. I'm a fool. I've been a fool. I've always been a fool. Have I always been a fool? I have not. I am exactly where I thought I was. Okay. Good for me. Yurik says, I'm thinking bodies can kind of travel through the Erd tree's roots, giving God free's presence in multiple places. I do think that's true. You are correct, Narik. Like, the Erd tree does kind of eat things. Like, the bodies are, like, slowly being subsumed into the Erd tree. That being said, I think it's like a distribution network. It's like mycelium. Like, fungus mycelium. I think, where it like is transmitting data basically, and like runes are just data. That's why the cipher that exists, like the cipher pada is probably just runes, right? And like, if the world is just programming and data and stuff like that, like the nature of reality in this setting is that way, it would make sense then that if someone whose body is buried with the Erd tree, right, and the Erd Tree is just like a rune distribution network that their runes would appear elsewhere, right? Like, all of that is possible. And honestly, I would say likely some of those theories are incredibly probable. But the thing that I'm saying about it is just like these are some of the few elements of the game that truly aren't actually elaborated on. Is the Erd Tree calling people to die? Not necessarily, I don't think. I think it's better to think of what the Erd Tree is doing as like seeking a new vassal, because Marika is like crumbling and rebellious against it, and she's like gotten too big for her britches, if that makes sense. Like, Marika doesn't suit the needs of the Erd Tree anymore. Like, if the Erd Tree is like this parasite that's like simultaneously creating this land and living off of it, it benefits the Erd Tree to have its own, like, to have its own people, right? Like, to have it wants underlings is like maybe the best way to put it in like a weird way. Because like if we are like well-fed subjects, right, are like the happiest subjects. I just threw myself off there. That sucks. Well-fed subjects are like the happiest subjects, are the hardest working subjects, right? So the Erd Tree exists and is giving life to things, and this benefits the greater will, because that's just like, if Miyazaki didn't create a love letter to M. Night Shyamalan's A Happening, no, I'm sorry to say that I don't think that is, I'm not sure that that's what happened, no. But the thing that's complicated is that the greater will, or at least some essence of the Elden Ring, existed in this world before the Erd Tree, right? So I guess to go into like a history lesson, right? Like, the way this world used to work is basically, there was a great tree. We're actually kind of looking at it right now. There was a great tree, and it was just a great tree, right? And there was something known as the primordial crucible, which kind of sprung from the remnants of that great tree. People used to, I'm doing this out of order. I'm so stupid. I'm trying to play the game and also talk, and it's fucking me up. Give me a moment. So like, pretty much the oldest known civilization in the Elden Ring world is like the ancestral spirits, the ancestral followers, and they are essentially, I just realized I forgot to grab my runes. My runes are down there. I need my runes. Okay. Will I survive? Will it blend? It will. Don't breathe this in. Let's see. So the oldest civilization in Elden Ring is like the ancestral followers religion, like with the Deathbird, and possibly the Gloam-Eyed Queen, unclear. But all we know is that there was as that item description stated, it's like there were people that lived and worshipped birth and death and like the natural order of things, the ancestral spirits. They were sort of like animist spirits of the land. There's like almost no data about them. It was just a very animistic religion. That's all we know. This is truly all the data. Then there was like a civilization that slowly formed around it, and they started to sort of like map the world and look to the stars was like a big thing that they did. And then that formed the astrologers and the consecrated snowfield, which is intertwined with the Nox and the Night Folk and the Giants. And the Giants had their own fell god, which was like a thing. But at some point in there, the Greater Will sent the Elden Star to the planet and created the Elden Ring. And now we don't know if the Elden Star was the progenitor of the Great Tree, or was the progenitor of, wow, I guess all the ants are just up there right now. Like, we don't really know the data around this stuff because it's all kind of speculation at this point. But there was a great tree here already at some point. And what became of that great tree was the Erd tree. Like, the Erd tree sprouted either from it or around it, or even from the crucible that came of it. And the world as we know it now was established when Marika fought the Gloam-Eyed Queen, an Empyrean that was chosen as a potential candidate for godhood by the Greater Will. Marika won that war, became the god, because it could have gone a different way. The Gloam-Eyed Queen could have won, and like she could have been the status quo, right? But the Greater Will arbitrated that. The Greater Will bestowed upon Marika eternity and godhood, and the Erd tree was giving it sap. But we don't really know the next part of this like super well. All we know is that at some point, you know, Marika married Horalu and had him wage war and unified the place, and then unified the lands between. And then eventually he like overstayed his welcome, so she took grace from the Tarnished, banished them from the lands between, and then was like, oh no, the Carians who believe in the stars and like other outer gods, they might be kind of getting a little spicy, so we're gonna wage war against them too. And Marika sent Radagon to woo Renala, or possibly Radagon just did it himself. We do not have the data about this. We cannot say for sure, but in all likelihood, Marika manipulated Renala into basically a political marriage, and had her sign a peace treaty, and inducted Liurnia into Marika's kingdom and the Golden Order. Before I drink a blue flask, can I cast another night spell with my offhand staff at this FP? I don't think I can. I don't think I could have. But I can try it in a minute. But one of the things about this is that like the Golden Order, what the hell? It's stuck in the tree. Okay. All right, Ant. So as I was saying, the nature of the Erd tree is like really suspect, right? Because Marika removing the Rune of Death and starting to do like Erd tree burial and incorporating the Erd tree into the cycle of life was an active change from the way things used to be. Because things used to be like the death birds would come and then people would burn in ghost flame and they would get their spirit ashes and blah, blah, blah. Like that's where all of that comes from in the culture that the game is presenting. But Marika changing all of that while also being like, the Erd tree is an era of abundance. Like we'll live happily forever. For some reason or another, the Erd tree stops producing sap and Marika loses it. Because she's like, oh no, my reign is going to stop, blah, blah, blah. Wars wage, the shattering happens. In this, Ronnie doesn't want to be influenced by an outer will, which implies that there's some kind of back and forth between the two fingers that indicates to her that she is being manipulated. Like, there's a lot of data here, data points that we don't know really exactly where they fall on the map. I didn't mean to drink that. We don't really know where they fall on the map. 420, 663. Yeah, this staff is better. I'm just offhanding the other one because I want the passive bonus. There we go. There's a lot of data here that we don't know, but all we can really say about like the era of abundance and the Erd tree and stuff is that it is absolutely influenced by an alien presence, right? The Elden Beast is an alien presence. The Elden Star is an alien presence. The Elden Ring is a like imposition upon reality here. It is not natural to this world. Even though it was here for a long time, as we know, in the era of the Crucible and the dragons also had access to the Elden Ring. And or at least something like it, and influence the world. That's why the Crucible has aspects of the dragon in it. And like Godwin's Dragon Cult Knights were built off of the Crucible Knights, right? Like that's the whole point of them. So again, we don't really have a super clear definition of like what the Erd Tree is when it arrived in the lands between. We just know it's been here for a long time, and people have still been influencing the world with the context of the Elden Ring, going as far back in Magic, like going as far back in the history of Magic and reincarnation and stuff in the setting as we can possibly go. So it's just really indeterminate. Who exactly, like what exactly caused things to end up the way they did, other than Marika kind of losing her mind at the idea of her own era ending. But even that has like an interesting connotation to it, right? Because it implies that for whatever reason, if the greater will is as strong and as intelligent as it is, could it not just will the Erd Tree, its strongest asset, to just produce more sap? Like, it implies that there's some kind of disagreement between the outer will or the greater will and Marika, where Marika was like, hey, or they're like, hey, we're done with you. And she was like, no, actually, and then like began to rebel. But that's also where you see like Radagon as the opposing force in this, like all become really interesting, because it's very clear that Radagon is a puppet in a lot of ways of the greater will. And Marika is acting as her own free agent. And like their back and forth is really interesting in that context, because it implies, because we know Radagon is Marika, but Radagon and Marika make opposing decisions all the time, and they're like dualities. And it's not just for like thematic symbolic purposes. They are very different people with very different goals and motives. And maybe part of the reason of this was that like the greater will didn't need Marika, but maybe it wanted Radagon, right? Like maybe Radagon served its purposes better, and now it was time for Marika to be gone, and she didn't like that idea very much. That's also a possibility, especially when it comes to the idea of the Golden Order, and the Golden Order fundamentalists, which were Radagon's cult. And especially with Mikola as well, with his sort of belief in the Halig tree and all that stuff, like we suddenly enter an era where like minor Erd trees are sprouting, right? Minor Erd trees and the Halig tree and all of these other trees. And it's like the greater will's influence is like spreading beyond its need for Marika. And Marika doesn't like that. She shuts that shit down real quick. And that's when the shattering happens, and that's when the Erd Tree avatars appear. And it's like, why weren't they there, right? Like, why weren't they there before if minor Erd Trees were popping up? Well, it's because the greater will is trying to protect its assets, right? Like, that's what it's doing. And if Marika shattering the Elden Ring is what caused that, that means that the greater will is scared of Marika and like what her shattering war represents. And then that also ties into the stuff that Ronnie was telling us earlier about her and Mikola and Millennia being the only actual Empyreans. Because, like, Radon is skilled in magic, and so is Rykard, but they're not interested. They don't want the trees. They don't want to serve the greater will. They aren't viable hosts. But the other three were. So there's a lot going on there. It's very interesting, but it's super unclear exactly what all of it is. And like, just speaking from my perspective, like I don't know all the lore. I can't tell you exactly what went down. I just know what I know.